Thank you, Shelby. Okay, so we're going to wrap up some more factoring practice. Then we're going to go into a little more advanced factoring that seemed to be giving people some problems. So we're going to talk about all that stuff today. So let's go ahead and wrap this section up. All right. So again, our usual setup for this stuff is something right with here. So again, set up like that. Going to have an X here and an X here. All right, so again, if this guy is positive, that means we have a choice here. There's going to be either two pluses or two minuses. And since this guy's minus, we're going to go with the two minuses. All right, so then if you want to go back to this guy here, so we need two numbers that are both going to be negative, right? They need to multiply together and give us positive 24, and they need to add together and give us a negative 14. So that's a pretty big number in the middle. So that means our numbers are kind of far apart. All right. So what two numbers should we use here? Two and 12, yeah. Or 12 and 2, either way. So we have a 12 and a 2, and that's our guys. So hopefully we're starting to get the hang of the basic ones here. And then, like I said, as we go along, we're going to get this stuff a little more complicated than this, and that's about as complicated as these are going to get. All right, so let's go ahead and hit another one here. All right, so this one. Go ahead and set up shop. We got an X here, an X here. Negative sign here tells you that you're just going to have one plus and one minus. Okay. So these need to multiply together, give you minus 36. One of them is going to be negative, and they add together to give you negative 9. So what's our numbers in this case? So there's a lot of choices on this one, right? Because there's a lot of factors to 36. So we got 1 and 36. We got 2 and 18. We got 3 and 12. We got 4 and 9. We got 6 and 6. So we got a lot of choices on this one. So Shelby's thinking 3 and 12. That seems like a pretty good option. Which one are you going to make negative? I think you're onto something. Which one are we going to make negative? Yeah. So it'll be minus 12 and then 3. So minus 12 and 3. Good. Nice job. All right, let's go ahead and check out a couple more and then we'll move on. Well, this one's going to be a little more advanced. This is kind of leading into what we're going to do later. All right, so here's what happens now. We got a 2 in front of our x squared, right? Now, fortunately for us, the only way to multiply two numbers together is to give you 2 times 1, right? So we're going to set up shop here, but it's going to be a little bit different because one of them has to be 2x and one of them has to be x. Now, this guy tells us that we need a negative. So one's going to be plus and one's going to be minus, but we can't just automatically put them in there. Because remember, whatever number we put over here is going to get doubled because of this guy when we foil it back together. Okay? So now the good news is the only numbers that multiply together and give you 3 is 1 and 3. So we have to put a 1 in and a 3 in, and one's going to be plus and one's going to be minus, right? So what do you think? What number should we put in here? What number should go here and what number should go here? We only got two choices. It's one, either a 3 goes in the first one or a 1. And the second thing, same thing. 3 goes in or 1. So, and it doesn't matter if we don't put them in right, because it's easy to fix these. All right. Okay, so this first spot here. What do you think? The 3 or the 1? So first the 1 and then the 3. Okay. So we'll do the 1 and then the 3. So let's do that. So we got a 1 and a 3. All right. Now 1 has to be positive and 1 has to be negative. Okay. Well, I mean, we're messing with it. It's okay. It's okay to mess these up because it's easy to fix them. Okay. So which one should be negative and which one should be positive? I'm feeling pretty good about the positions you pick. Now it's just we got to get the signs. So the first one, do we want plus or minus? Negative for the first? Okay, let's try it. So negative here and plus here. All right, so what you need to do to check these is we just do the inside terms and the outside terms. So the inside term is going to be minus 1 times x, that's minus x, right? The outside term is going to be 3 times 2, so that's going to be plus 6x. So 6x minus 1x is 5x. That's a positive 5x, but we need a negative 5x. So what do we need to do? Like I said, these are easy fixes. Yeah, so we just switch the signs, right? So make him plus, we'll make him minus. Let me erase that one, actually. So we'll make him minus. Okay, so now if we do the same thing, we're going to get a plus x for this guy, and we're going to get a minus 6x for this guy. All right. Okay, and that's going to give us a minus 5x overall. If you can get the middle term to match, you're golden. So that's our guy. Okay, so see, like I said, if we put them in wrong, not really a big deal. It's easy to fix. Okay, good. All right, let's do one more of these on this section, then we'll try some more. I got another section to take a look at here. Okay, so again, the nice part is with a 3, there's only one way to do this. You have to have a 3x and an x. So we'll go ahead and set up shop. We're going to have a 3x and an x. All right, so again, this tells us we're going to have a plus and a minus, right? But we need to figure out which one goes with which. All right, so we have a couple possibilities here. All right, we can have 1 and 8 or 2 and 4. So those are possible numbers that are going to fill in the blanks here. All right. Now, most of the time, you're going to use your less extreme numbers, the numbers that are closer together. So let's go ahead and try the 2 and the 4 first. Let's pop those in. And again, sometimes this is guess and check, and that's fine until you start getting a little more vibe for it. It's fine. Okay, so remember, whatever number goes here is going to get tripled because of this guy. So you just have to kind of keep that in mind. All right. So what do you think? What should we put in for the first one, the 2 or the 4? We'll try the 2 first? Okay. And I'll put the 4 over here. All right. Now, which one should be positive? The 2 or the 4? So you make the 2 positive. Okay, let's try it. Like that. Okay. Yeah, and that's fine. You can just guess on these. It's okay. Because it's easy to check and it's easy to fix. All right, so inside, guys, we go positive 2 times x, so it's going to be plus 2x. And then outside, guys, we're going to do 3 times the negative 4, that's going to be minus 12x. So minus 12x and then plus 2x is minus 10x. Okay, so we got negative 10x, we need positive 10x. So what do? Remember, it's an easy fix. Switch the sides, beautiful. So let's do that. So we'll switch these guys out. So then we're going to make this guy minus and this guy plus. So we do that, then we multiply these two guys together. I get minus 2x. I multiply 3 times 4, I get positive 12x, which gives me a positive 10x. And that's our guy. All right. So again, it's okay to guess and check on these because after a while you start getting the vibe for it and you get better at it. And then eventually, you won't be doing much guessing at all. But this is a good way to learn which way to put these numbers in based on what we've got here. Okay? Good. All right, so we got some more of these on tap here, but I've got them in another PowerPoint. So let me bring that guy up. And save this guy in 1 second. All right. All right, that was geometry this morning. We could worry about him. All right. So where's my PowerPoint? I'm gonna have to bring it up here. Hang on a second. Let's see what this guy is. Oh, there it is. Continuing on with our movie themes. All right, so a little advanced factoring. Let's go ahead and go with that. Okay, so same kind of stuff, right? So let's go ahead and let's change up colors just for the heck of it. All right, so we set up shop. Now again, the only way this can happen is we can have a 3p and just a 1p, okay? One's going to be positive, one's going to be negative, and the only numbers that give us 5 is 1 times 5. So one of them's got to get a 5, one of them's got to get a 1. And then we have to decide which one's positive, which one's negative. And our goal is to get minus 2p when we multiply the inside and the outside guys. All right, so let's pick some numbers and let's try it out. All right, what should we put up front? Go with 5, okay. Let's get something actually right. So we'll do a 5 here, and that means we're going to do a 1 here. Okay, cool. Now, the 5, should we make him positive or negative? So what do we think? Go positive? Okay, let's give it a try. All right, so again, what we want to do is we want to check the inside and the outside guys and see if they give us minus 2. So inside guy, I do 5 times p, that's going to be 5p. And the outside guys, I do 3 p times minus 1, that's going to be minus 3p, and 5 minus 3 is 2p. So it came up positive and we need negative. What do? Again, super easy fix here. Yeah, switch the signs. So we tried the positive first, then that didn't quite work out. So then we'll make this guy negative. Make this guy positive. So then minus 5 times p, that's going to be minus 5p, right? And then 3p times 1 is plus 3p. And then 3 minus 5 gives you a negative 2p. So our guys check out. That's our boy. See, so it's not a big deal if we mess these up. They're easy to fix. Okay? So what I've seen so far is, we got the basic idea. We don't quite have the vibe for the sign yet. That's okay. Because as you see, if you don't get the sign right, it's easy to get it right. It's easy to fix. Okay? Cool. All right, let's run through some more of these. Let's get good at it. Let's go. Okay. So here we've got 2n squared plus 3n minus 9. So again, we're going to have that same kind of setup, right? We're going like that. We're going to have a 2n and an n. Again, one's going to be negative, one's going to be positive. We don't know which ones yet. Now this one, we got a couple choices as far as our numbers. We've got 1 and 9. We've got 3 and 3. Now, unless your number in the middle is really, really big, normally we're going to try these guys first. Doesn't mean it's always going to work, but more than likely it'll work. It's probably your best bet. Okay. So in this case, they're both 3s, right? So let's go ahead and pop them in here. Now the question is, which 3 should be positive? The first 3 or the second 3? We'll try the first. Okay, so we'll make him positive and him negative. All right, let's do our inside-outside, guys. So inside is 3 times n. It's going to be 3n. Outside guys are going to be 2 times negative 3. That'll be minus 6n. And 3 minus 6 is going to be negative 3n. Okay, so we're looking for positive, right? So same procedure as before. What do? Yeah, we're going to switch those signs, right? So then we'll make this guy negative and this guy positive. All right, so then when we do negative 3 times n, I get minus 3n. I got 2 times 3, that's going to be plus 6n. And 6 minus 3 is plus 3n. So there's our guy. Okay, so what we need to try to keep in mind a little better is that whatever number goes here is going to get doubled because of this guy. And since this guy overall is positive, we're thinking probably the positive number is going to go back here. But like I said, it's not a big deal if we don't have it that way because you can see very quickly what we need to do. So not a big issue. All right, let's check out a few more. All right, so this one, we got a 5 up front. Now, so far they've been pretty nice to us because the first number, there's only one way to get 5, and that's 1 times 5. All right, so let's set up shop. Now we have an advantage on this one. And I'll tell you what it is here in a second. So we're going to go 5, n, and n. Notice here, we got a plus and a plus. Remember my old saying, plus and plus here means plus and plus here. Nice. So now let's talk about our possibilities. We've got some possibilities on this one. So for 12, we can go 1 and 12. We can go 2 and 6. And we can go 3 and 4. Okay? So even though the number in the middle is kind of big, with this 5, you can get some stuff to happen pretty quickly, right? So I'm still not thinking 1 and 12 is going to be our guy. I don't think that's going to be it. So let's look at the others. 2 and 6 or 3 and 4. Which one shall we try first? We don't have to worry about the signs this time. That's kind of cool, right? And it won't matter what order. Well, it will matter what order we put them in. My bad. So you want to try the 3 and the 4? Okay. What should we put in for the first one? In the first parentheses, we want the 4 or do we want the 3? I think Haley's saying try the 4. Okay. Shelby's kind of agreeing with that. Let's try it. So we do a 4 there and a 3 there. All right. So then we go ahead and do our inside-outsides. All right. So if we do inside, we've got 4 times n. That's going to be 4n. Outside, we got 5 times 3. That's going to be plus 15n. And 4 plus 15 is, in fact, 19n. So that's our boy. Nice. Good job. All right. Maybe some hope for this yet. Any questions? I mean, we okay with this? Like you say, it's just kind of a procedure, and sometimes guess and check. It has to happen. It's okay. So the best thing we can do is, like I say, we'll probably practice a few more of these today and try to get a little better at it. And like I say, then when you do the PERT test, you see something that comes up like this, you'll know what to do. Cool. All right, let's try another. All right, so this guy, again, same thing. We're going to do 3n and n. Now notice here, positive. The only way we can multiply two numbers together and get a positive is either 2 pluses or 2 minuses. And that's determined by our middle guy. Our middle guy's negative, so these are both going to be minuses. Nice. So again, we don't have to worry about the negative or the positive because they're both negatives. We're done with that. Don't worry about the signs. So we got our 2 possibilities here. There's 1 and 4. There's 2 and 2. Okay. So which ones you want to try? Go with the 2 and 2. Here's the nice part about this. Even if this isn't right, the nice part about 2 and 2 is there's no guesswork, right? They both are 2s. And then we check them out to see if they work. So I got minus 2n, right? So minus 2 times n minus 2n. Then I've got 3 times negative 2, that's going to be minus 6n. And minus 6 and minus 2 more is minus 8n. So again, if you get this guy to match, you're golden. Good. Good. We're getting better at this all the time. All right. Okay, so then this guy. Go ahead and set up here, right? One's got to be a 2v, one's got to be a v. Plus and plus here means plus and plus here. And the only possibility we have here is 1 and 5. So this one really kind of cuts down on the guesswork. So notice this is a pretty big number. 11 compared to 5. It's kind of a big number, right? So, and remember, whatever number we put in over here is going to get doubled, right? So which number should we put in there? You think we should put the 1 in there or the 5 in there? Go with 5. Okay, let's do that. So put a 5 there and a 1 there. All right. So let's do our inside outsides. So inside, 1 times v is just v. Outside we got 2 times 5, that's plus 10 v. I put the plus sign twice for some reason. But the good news is we have 1v and 10v, that's 11v. Our middle guy matches up, so that's our guy. Good. Okay, getting better at this, for sure. Nice. All right. Let's try a couple more today and we'll call it. Okay, so another one. This one sets up pretty easy as well, right? So we're going to do 2n and n. Plus and plus means plus and plus, right? And we've only got 1 and 2. So we're trying to get a 5n there. So which number is going to go first this time? Are we thinking the 1 or the 2? Going with the 1, okay. So 1 and 2. So again, check your inside outsides. 1 times n is n, or 1n, right? And then plus, here we've got 2 times 2, that's going to be 4n, so 1 plus 4 is 5n. There's our guy, so there's our answer. Nice. Good. All right, how about this guy? Oh, this one's looking crazy, right? But again, 7 is a prime number, so the only way we can set this up is going to be a 7a and an a. Plus and plus here means plus and plus here. Now, here's where it gets a little tricky. We got to come up with 53 in the middle. All right, that's a pretty big number. All right, so here's our possibilities. We've got 1 and 28. We got 2 and 14. And we got 4 and 7. Okay. So even with a number that big, I would still probably stick to trying the ones that are closest together first. So let's try the 4 and the 7. So based on that, which guy should go first? We're going to try the 4 first. All right, so let's do that. So we'll put a 4 here and a 7 here. All right, so let's see if that works out. So we do 4 times a, that's going to be 4a. And 7 times 7 is 49. A. We add those guys together, 49 and 4. Oh, check that out, 53a. Nice. That's our guy. Good job. Okay, let's do one more and we'll call it. Because we've covered a lot of ground today. You guys have done a lot of problems. Oh, man. They're going to go out with a bang, aren't they? All right, so here's the thing about this one. We got some choices on both sides this time. So this could be 3k times 3k, because 3 times 3 is 9. Or it could be, let's switch up colors for this one. Or it could be 9K, and 1K. Now they are both pluses. Let's do a plus and a plus, right? And then same thing over here. So plus and a plus. So we don't have to worry about that part of it. All right, so now again, we've got two possibilities for 21, right? There's 1 and 21, and there's 3 and 7. So again, I would probably try the guys that are closer together first. All right, so let's do that. Okay, so let's work with the 3 and the 7. Now, what do you think? Should we try the ones with the 3 and the 3, or should we try the one with the 9 and the 1? Which set should we work with first? Should we work with the stuff in green or the stuff in blue? Not sure? Okay, let's pick one. We try the green stuff or the blue stuff? Sounds like a buffet in Vegas. Let's try the green. Okay. So since they're both 3, it doesn't really matter what order we put them in, right? So we're going to try this. We're going to do 3 and 7. All right, so let's do some inside-outside stuff. See what happens. All right, so this guy, we do 3 times 3, that's going to be 9K, right? And then over here, we're going to do 3 times 7, that's plus 21K. So 9 and 21 is going to give us 30. Okay. All right, we need 66, so that didn't work. That's okay, though. So the other possibility is we could either try the 1 and the 21, right? Or we can move on to the other guy. Well, before we move on, you want to try the 1 and the 21? Maybe we'll give that a whirl. All right, so let's check it out. So this one, again, the order doesn't matter because they're both 3Ks. So we have 3K plus, we'll say 1, and then 3K plus 21. All right. So let's see if that works. All right, inside, outside. Let's try that. So we're going to do 1 times 3, that's going to be 3K. And here I've got 3 times 21. I need the calculator for that one, huh? So we do 3 times 21 is 63. And 63 plus 3 is 66K. Nice. So this time it did use the extreme value. It doesn't happen very often, but it does. Now, here's something we could have noticed at the top of the program. I'm going to just recopy this real quick. If I can find my cursor, that would be awesome. There we go. All right, so let's duplicate this. All right, and then I'll go ahead and erase here real quick. Clean things up a little bit. So I noticed something after we got into the problem a little bit that could help us, at least simplify things a little bit. Okay. So what I noticed when we started getting into this was that, check out the numbers. We've got 9, we've got 66, and we've got 21. Is there a number we can factor out of there? Is there a number we can divide 9 by, divide 66 by, and divide 21 by? I don't think we can do the 9, but I do think we can do 3. Yeah, let's do 3. So if I bring out a 3, So if I bring out a 3, then this is going to become 3k squared plus 22k plus 7. Now, that cut down our choices a lot, didn't it? Because now we just leave the 3 out front, and let's look at this part. So we're going to do this bit, right? Okay. So we're going to have, one's going to be 3k, one's going to be k. So I cut out the choice in the front, right? And then the other one, instead of 21, we had the 1 and the 21, we had the 3 and the 7. Well, this time we've only got the 7, right? So let's plug the 7 in here. So again, it's a pretty big number, so maybe we'll put the 7 over here. They're both going to be pluses, right? And put the 1 here. So now this time what we need for a middle term is the 22k. All right? So we do this guy, 1 times k, that's going to be 1k, right? Plus 7 times 3, that's 21k. So there's our 22k. So this is our guy. Now let's notice the difference here. So this is 3, and then we have 3k plus 1, and then k plus 7, right? Well, that answer looks different from our last one. Are they the same? Well, let's pop back to the last version of this and check it out. So here's what we got for an answer, right? Let me clean this up a little bit because it's ugly. Oh, didn't get my eraser going there. Here we go. So we had 3k plus 21, and we had 3k plus 1. Notice here we've got 3 and 21. I can factor out a 3 right there. So if I factor out a 3 there, then I have the 3k plus 1. And if I factor a 3 out of here, I get k plus 7, which looks suspiciously like this guy right here. So I didn't realize it until we got to this point right here, and I looked at it and I said, wait a minute, I could have factored this guy here, which means I could have factored it way back here. And that's what was going on right there. Okay, so that's something to look for. That way we didn't have as many combinations like we did here. By factoring that out, it limited our number of combinations, which makes this easier to finish. Okay, so that's a real good point to end the lesson on today. All right. Any questions? You feeling a little better about this stuff, I hope? All right, so again, that's a good space to stop. I already have attendance, so I'm going to thank you guys for stopping by. We'll shut down the recording, and we'll see you all next time.